When you hear me saying all this, it sounds unreal because you're not like that. But they really do this and more, okay? And they're here to normalize sex with children, to be able to have the state and these pedophile priesthoods come and have sex with your children as a sacrament, and to ruin their lives, and then to bind your children to them in a cult, a sex cult with your children. It's a family to them, a pedophile sex family, and that's what this psychiatrist in Berlin was setting up following Alfred Kinsey and others' operations. But Freud, all of them, these are a sick group of devil worshipers, obsessed with the most gross stuff you could ever imagine. They're totally turned over to evil, and living in denial, ladies and gentlemen, is only going to destroy you, okay? They're coming for your children. They're coming for you. They're coming for your bloodline. They're coming for your genetics. They're coming to rape your very DNA. They are demonic. They are the spawn of hell itself. Alfred Kinsey, B.F. Skinner, Sigmund Freud, and many others, known as the founders of modern psychology and psychiatry, were all self-avowed perverts, degenerates, and pedophiles, particularly the first two men that I mentioned. You can go look it up for yourself that they ran major institutions, major institutes, particularly in the case of Kinsey, where they kept children in cages for the first 10 or 15 years of their life, where they did surgeries on children, where they had sex with children, where they did it all. Now, these men are worshipped by Hollywood and the left. Now you understand why Hollywood's obsessed with pedophilia. Now you understand why it's all coming out and why it's in Bild that broke it, and Der Spiegel and BBC and London Independent, you name it, that for 30 plus years, more than 10 children were given to a convicted child rapist, and he was paid by the state to take care of them and have sex with them. What was the goal of this Berlin top psychiatrist? Well, it was the same goal of the pedophile cult. He believed, this is in the news, this is admitted, that they were going to create the ultimate family by children being taken from biological nuclear families that he said were bad and given to the pedophiles who could give children the ultimate love of sex. And he believed that sex with small children was loving and would form a new family where generally same-sex groups, man with a boy, woman with a girl, would form these wonderful relationships for the new future of our new LGBT system. And so at the heart of all this is pedophilia and targeting your children to create this new family structure, which of course only reproduces by stealing other people's children. This is the true evil of this conspiracy that is now public. Now that's all coming out. It was trending on Twitter last night that Alex Jones was right and all this. Ladies and gentlemen, they know this is coming out because the victims are speaking out. So they're acting like this one psychiatrist that ran part of the health service in Berlin was doing it. It was just him. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's done all over the Western world. That's what Drag Queen Pedophile Storytime's about. That's why Nickelodeon came out 10 years ago and said, we're going to sexualize your kids. Oh, you know, the gay rights movement only want to be able to get married. Now they want access to your kids. At the top of this, or at the bottom of it, is pedophilia. And it's just that simple, and people have to come to grips with it. You know, just this morning, I was getting all these calls and text messages, people saying, why aren't you covering this while I'm on vacation? But before I cut this report, I said, let me go back and just refresh myself on Alfred Kinsey. Well, I went and refreshed myself. It was worse than I thought. Just type in his name, Alfred Kinsey, and you get to see Google and everybody just fawning over him. Surprised I haven't had a Google doodle for him. Alfred Charles Kinsey was an American biologist, professor of, and he goes on, zoology, sexologist, who in 1947 founded the Institute for Sex Research at Indiana University, previously known as the Kinsey Institute for Research in Sex, Gender, and Reproduction. And if you want to know where the transgenderism comes from and where the sexualization of children comes from and where all the sex ed telling your 5-year-old boy he might be a girl, or your 5-year-old girl she might be something else, this is an assault on innocence. And if you just research the things that Kinsey and others did, it's so monstrous. But the biggest thing they would do is keep children confined in dog cages. It was one of their favorite things to do. In fact, one of these guys did it to his own son. just like Aleister Crowley reportedly sacrificed his own son. That's what these people do. And so you need to understand that they didn't invent all this in the modern world. They were codifying it for the pedophile networks that royalty and others are connected to for social control in this giant satanic scheme. And so now you know why Bill Gates is hanging out in Europe and hanging out in the U.S. at Jeffrey Epstein's house and then trying to cover it up. Now you know how they were blackmailing the scientists to be under this scientific control right now to roll out the forced inoculation, because they want to not just destroy innocence of children, they want to force their way into your body. This is a religion, but they want to put pressure on you, social pressure, until you acquiesce. That's what they really, really want, is for you to give in to them and let them do to you what they will. You know, I've been contacted by folks with a particular joint terrorism task force to say, man, you better be really, really careful. There's an arm of the feds that say that they're going to, quote, hit you. And then I was talking to a fellow just the other day who was high level in the CIA and some other agencies and groups. And he was saying, yeah, you're probably going to be dead soon, is the word. That's okay, because I don't put kids in cages and I don't rape them. So go ahead. I'm in God's hands. I want people to know that if I get killed or I get imprisoned or I get indicted or I get set up, I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. I did the right thing. I stood up for what was right. And more people need to have courage and say no to this, because these children are under attack. Okay? And I didn't just get this from, people in the federal government warning me that, my God, they're really, talking about how you're enemy number one because I'm exposing all this and I've really pissed Bill Gates off. That's fine. Somebody's got to stand up to this monster. But I also know a lot of other behind the scenes stuff that has confirmed that the deep state Democrat pedophile arm is actually convened, trying to have me arrested right now. It even came out 4 years ago that Nancy Pelosi's daughter was on Capitol Hill demanding I be arrested, and that was even later admitted on Fox News. And they lied about me and said that I was death threatening Pelosi and her. No, what I was doing was saying they are secretly trying to get the delegates to not seat Trump, I think it was January 8th, ahead of his January 20th, 2017 inauguration, which was true. It later came out it was true. They were so pissed that we exposed it and got it out that they wanted me in prisons, because they know time and time again it's InfoWars and this crew and this audience that boosts the information here, and yours truly, that are able to get these truths out, and then they see the chain reaction that brings them down. So whatever happens to me, just keep fighting, keep exposing, don't back down, ladies and gentlemen, because God demands we stand up for the children. These monsters are coming for everybody anyways. There'll be no civilization left once they have their way. It's us or them. We have to realize how evil they are in this giant pedophile conspiracy they're running. And we just have to pray for God's Spirit to come into the world and for people to turn away from their wicked ways and seek God's face and find that quiet place, the Most High, that King David talked about. And I just pray that you'll pray for me and my family as well, because we are doing important work and we are under amazing attack, and I couldn't do this without your prayers and God's support. I really appreciate you all. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm begging you, go read about these psychologists and these psychiatrists. David Knight's a great researcher. I know David knows all about it. Perhaps he can come on the show next Monday or something for an hour, and he can compile a lot of the quotes and statements by these guys. When you hear me saying all this, it sounds unreal because you're not like that. But they really do this and more, okay? And they're here to normalize sex with children, to be able to have the state and these pedophile priesthoods come and have sex with your children as a sacrament, and to ruin their lives, and then to bind your children to them in a cult, a sex cult with your children. It's a family to them, a pedophile sex family, and that's what this psychiatrist in Berlin was setting up following Alfred Kinsey and others' operations. But Freud, all of them, these are a sick group of devil worshipers, obsessed with the most gross stuff you could ever imagine. They're totally turned over to evil, and living in denial, ladies and gentlemen, is only going to destroy you, okay? They're coming for your children. They're coming for you. They're coming for your bloodline. They're coming for your genetics. They're coming to rape your very DNA. They are demonic. They are the spawn of hell itself. Now, this is a live report, but later when it's archived, band.video, please remember, only way this gets out is you. This is the rest of the story. It exposes their satanic blackmail rings that control the system, but it's beyond that. That's just the control system. It is their religion. We must admit that Satan's real. We must fight the satanic conspiracy with all of our will and with God's promise and Spirit of the Holy Ghost shining through us. I'm Alex Jones. Thank you all. God bless and good luck. The last time I did this was 4 years ago, right around this time, to make sure a lot of our t-shirts got out there. We sold our t-shirts at cost. They sold the Hillary for Prison shirts for $5. That's what they cost us. The XXXX ones are like $6, and then some of the small ones are like $3.50. But on average, they're $5 a piece. We've got a lot of designer shirts. Some of them cost us $15 a piece. A lot of them are about $12. They have the real soft, nice fabric, made in America. That costs more. So we got a lot of stuff made in America as well. It's your choice. Other stuff made in Latin America. We avoid the Chinese stuff at all costs. There are a lot of toxic dyes and stuff from there, obviously, and it doesn't help the people. But all t-shirts are $9.95, and on average, that is cost. Some shirts cost us $5, some shirts cost us $15, but $9.95's the dead reckoning average. Some shirts we only got a few hundred of, some we got a few thousand of. Infowarsstore.com. Go to the t-shirts, whether it's an Infowars shirt, a Space Force shirt, a 5G kill shirt, a Mass Murderers Agree gun control work shirt. We are going to sell out of everything. And I think it'll only take a few weeks to do this. People really responded last time, and at the RNC and DNC, there was a sea of Infowars shirts. So get them at cost at Infowarsstore.com. I would say it supports the broadcast, but really just supports the truth because we're not making money off that. But it does trigger leftists who think they control the universe and who love to censor. Also, Survival Shield X2 Deep Earth Crystal Iodine is now available in a spray bottle, and it's a new formulation that some of the experts think is even better delivery in the solution it's in. Learn about the delivery system at Infowarsstore.com. We're about to sell out of the regular X2. This is in, and it is $19.95, 33% off, and that supports the broadcast as well. And high-quality storable foods are available now more than ever. You need them. They last 25 years. For all the uncertainty, have that checkbox checked and support the broadcast. Now 4 weeks on average for delivery, but we have high quality ready to get out to you, and it supports the broadcast with 360 Win. So please take care of your storable foods needs at Infowarsstore.com and get your orders in now so you get it, so you have it. It's in great containers, high quality, last 25 years. Get it while you can, because if you think things are about to let up, you ain't seen nothing yet.